guys, this is Lindsay with Garage Gym Reviews, and today we are going to talk about the difference between a recumbent bike and an upright bike. Now, both are great low-impact cardio machines that are going to provide you with great cardiovascular endurance, improve your stamina, change your body composition, but there are some key differences between the two, and we're going to talk about that in more depth. But one kind of key difference right off the bat is the position of the rider. So with a recumbent bike, you are actually going to have a full seat. Most are in a reclined position, whereas with an upright bike, you are actually in the upright position. Now, you are going to be engaging more muscles like your lower back, your abdominal muscles with an upright bike, whereas with a recumbent bike, you are having that support for your lower back, for your core. So there are some key differences. We are going to talk more about that. But first, go ahead, subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date on all things fitness. We have a lot coming your way that you aren't going to want to miss. And we are going to mention a couple products today. If they are of interest to you, go ahead and use the link below the like button to purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does help give us a small commission. We greatly appreciate you using those links if you want to purchase any of those products. And lastly, a couple of the products have been sent to us by the company, but it doesn't change my honest opinion about it. Gonna shoot it to you straight, tell you exactly what we like, what we don't like, everything in between. So let's start off by kind of going over the details of what a recumbent bike is and what it is used for. So first, let's talk about the seat with a recumbent bike. I already mentioned it a little bit before, but it is a full seat. So compared to any other type of exercise bike where it's generally really uncomfortable, a recumbent bike seat isn't so. It's actually very comfortable. It's a full seat and it's generally in the reclined position. Most recumbent bike seats also have a vented back. So as you are working out and you are getting sweaty, it's gonna kind of give you some airflow so you're not like pooling sweat into your lower back, which we all want to avoid. Another key difference between a recumbent bike versus an upright bike is the position of the pedals. So with a recumbent bike, you're in that reclined seat position and you're gonna have pedals out in front of you. You are gonna be working a different range of muscles. Whereas with an upright bike, your pedals are gonna be located directly under your hips. So think more like a beach cruiser. It's gonna mimic a typical outdoor bike where the pedals are directly under your hips. So it is gonna work a different range of muscles with an upright bike versus a recumbent bike. Now, Schwinn is a popular name in the fitness community. I mean, they're most known for their bikes. They also make treadmills and other exercise equipment. But the Schwinn 270 recumbent bike is one of kind of our favorites, and that is because it's loaded with programs. It has 2 display screens that are going to show you 13 different types of metrics, and it's really comfortable to use. So it has a steel rail that you can slide your seat to make sure the position of the rider is having enough leg room to use those pedals. When you place your feet on the pedals, they have a strap to lock your feet into place. Overall, a really easy recumbent bike to use and incredibly efficient for getting any sort of low impact cardio workout in. Also, the 270, although it doesn't have smart features, is able to use Bluetooth connectivity to connect to programs like Explore the World. Now with upright bikes, there are a couple different kind of upright bikes that I want to hit on. First, you kind of have your standard upright. Your pedals are going to be located directly under your hips. You generally have a larger seat. It's a little bit more comfortable, handles out in front, and most don't come with a lot of smart features. They are a very basic bike. Next, you have your air bikes. So think your Echo Rogue or your Assault bike. This is going to have handlebars attached to the feet pedals and the fan, and it uses air to pull resistance in through that fan. Your arms and your feet are going to be working in tandem to create resistance through that fan. So essentially, the faster and harder you pedal and push on the handles, the harder and more resistance the bike is going to provide you with. Now, air bikes are stationary bikes. Think the Rogue Echo or the Assault bike. Now, the third type that I kind of want to hit on real fast is studio cycle bikes. So this is probably what people think of when they think of an upright bike. Think Peloton or any sort of studio boutique fitness classes that you see a lot of people getting into. They usually have either magnetic resistance or friction-based resistance. Now, when you're looking for one, I would generally recommend looking for one that has magnetic resistance. For one, it just isn't gonna require as much maintenance. So with friction resistance, you are gonna have a lot more maintenance over time. Magnetic resistance, you might have like very little to maybe zero maintenance required with that. The only downside to a magnetic resistance is that it is going to be more expensive. Obviously, one of the most popular stationary bikes that people think of right off the bat is a Peloton, but I would also say to check out the Nordic Track S22i. This is actually kind of my pick. I actually might prefer it to the Peloton bike. It has incline and decline options. It has a 22-inch rotating touchscreen that is enabled with iFit programming. The most common package that people purchase is $39 a month for a family membership. But one thing that's really cool about this bike that you don't see with the Peloton bike, but you do see with the Peloton Bike Plus, is that the iFit programming that you're following along with is gonna auto change your resistance as well as your incline and decline features, which I think is really cool. In terms of air bikes, my pick would be the Rogue Echo bike. Although I hate my life every time I ride it, it honestly is the best cardiovascular workout that I've ever experienced on a bike. It is gonna use air to pull through that fan blade to create resistance. I think it's a great purchase. It's low maintenance, it's made of steel, super sturdy. Overall, a great air bike. When comparing an upright bike to a recumbent bike, I don't think there is a clear winner. I mean, it's really gonna depend on the user's goals. So if you are somebody who struggles with maybe mobility, joint pain, lower back pain, look at a recumbent bike. If you are somebody who wants to engage your core muscles, your back muscles, or burn more calories, then look at an upright bike, because the user, if I'm going the same intensity on a recumbent bike as I am going on an upright bike, I am just going to burn more calories on an upright bike. And part of that is just because I'm engaging more muscles with those movements. I don't think one is objectively worse than the other. Again, totally dependent on what your goals are. So if you have a favorite recumbent bike in mind, I know for me, I've tested a couple of them here. So far, I like the Schwinn 270. Let us know in the comments what you like about your recumbent bike and what benefits it has brought to you. If you are on team upright bike, let us know your favorite. Is it the Assault bike? Is it the Peloton bike? I hope this helps narrow down any decision making that you are struggling with, and we'll see you back here next time.